Yes. Looking at the Arizona's homestead exemption, yeah. Generally, a homestead is the primary residence of an owner that, under the homestead exemption, is protected from seizure or sale of debt. Yes. Mhm. Janet Ann Napolitano was governor of the state of Arizona before she became the Secretary of Homeland Security. Poop. And I've really questioned Homeland Security's involvement of arranging for my wife to leave the United States territory of Guam. Yeah. And I just wanted to know, state of Arizona, could you get me all the oaths there? Because I did email Governor Doug. I think that was his name. Yeah. And I wanted to get a little land for myself for a large smelter and a few other things I want to do in that state. Yes. Now, I was looking at the tombstone, yes, of my own grandfather, Edward Budnick, that was born in 1906. Yes, he was. And I was thinking that when I was drinking with my father, he told me, your grandfather crossed the desert when he was 16 years old. But these homestead laws, yes. Yesterday we looked at the lexicon and the telephone numbers of those that are the ancestors of myself and every citizen of the United States. Could you go back to 1949 to 1862? Yes, good. I'm going to want to know all the homesteaded properties of the United States of America that you received as some sort of inheritance. Yes. Now, this homestead exemption, yes, does not protect a person against liens resulting from child support. Yes. I'm a little concerned about this because you issued a child support order. Yes. Where I didn't get a copy of the dissolution of marriage. No. Our marriage certificates from the United Nations. Yes. I did not receive actual notice of court hearings, and I didn't receive any of the supporting documentation necessary for you to issue the child support order. Now, I'm thinking the state of Washington thinks that I still owe them a couple $100,000. I'm going to want to know every family of this state, yes, that homesteaded in Washington state from 1949 to 1862. Now, if your family, oh, see, additionally, the homestead exemption does not protect a person against some liens placed on the homeowners association. Yes, yes, yes. These homeowners associations, see, a lot of us think that when Elmer moved out here to Clallam County in 1926, yes, and then Verna, his wife, followed 10 years later, yes, and my grandmother graduated from Roosevelt High School, yes, it could be that some homestead families in this county, in Jefferson County, poop, and in Washington State said, no, we're not going to enforce his rights, pooch. Now, I know these. Oh my gosh, Sheriff. Now, I just wanted to know Ray and Sue's property. Yes. Out there on O'Brien Road, where my great grandfather, yes. Elmer and Berna Holes, yes. I think they did homestead. Now, this homestead exemption, it's kind of an interesting concept. A long time ago when the nation got going, yeah. I'm going to want to know. Did Elmer and Berna actually homestead any property? Because it seemed like it was large parcels of land, like 340 acres. Now, let me just look at it here. The homesteading in Arizona, 1870 to 1942. Homestead World War One and the Homestead Act of 1862. Oh. And then let me just look here for just a moment. Yes. Oh, this is a nice picture. Yes. I thought it was real nice. Yes. It's it's the Congress of the United States. Something begun and held at the City of Washington in the District of Columbia. Yeah. City of Washington. Is that what the state of Washington? Well, I'm going to want to know exactly how much in inheritance am I missing right now? Northwest Homesteader. Pooh. It seems to me that it makes more and more sense that they moved out here and they bought their acreage for $1.25 each. Yes, the curriculum project for Washington School's Olympic Peninsula Community Museum in partnership with the University Library Center of Study of Pacific Northwest. Now, there's certain archives. Yes, there is. Primary sources. Homesteading era in the United States began in 1862. Yes, when Congress passed new provisions for the settlement of public lands under the Homestead Act. Under the terms of this act, by paying modest fees, originally a $10 fee and a $4 application, U.S. citizens, or those who were intending to become citizens, or either the head of a family or single and over 21 years old, could claim 160 acres of public land available for entry. If married, yes, a couple could double the claim to 320 acres. Now, approved up to the Land Office agents, the Timber Culture Act, the Desert Lands Act, and the Expanded Homesteading Act. Yeah. Over the next 100 years, some 2 million applicants tried their hand at homesteading. Yes, yes, yes. About 40% proved up and gained title to 273 million acres across 30 states. Now, wouldn't it? Well, I told you I wanted a few million acres for myself, and since you're not enforcing right now, well, now look at there might be available to me additional millions upon millions of acres that I can legally take from every old. Why don't you get me those in office, Judge? Those that are retired from being a judge, and then their actual homesteading of this county, yes. Jefferson County, yes. King County, yes. Pierce County, and every county of the United States, because I will actually, I know, a few more millions of acres. That's what I could use right now. I could use that right now. I think you would be in violation of the requirements for homesteading if you were convicted of any felonies of subversion. Now, Judge Doherty, did you, big dog, did your father homestead out here? Now, it seems, proved $4 final proof fee. The claimant had proved up the judgment of the land office agents. 273 million acres across 30 states. Technically, this was homesteading. It was. Now, as we look through the lexicon of all the telephone numbers, yes, and you said, no, I can't sue the estate of those that have already deceased. If they homesteaded their property, I probably could.